What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode of the 1 Second of Strength podcast. Wherever you're at, grateful you're here. Grateful you're spending a couple of your valuable seconds with me. I got my dog Putter. He is laying here. He's always laying right here by my side. And we're doing good. It's a Monday. This episode, I wasn't able, because of lots of things going on, I wasn't able to record this much ahead of time. So this episode is coming out tomorrow on Tuesday. But there's just been something that's been on my mind a lot over the last couple of days. And I hope it helps you. And if it helps you, share this with someone else. There's only a couple of ways that this podcast really gets out to more people. And one, it's if you share it with someone, just send them a note and just say, hey, I just heard this. It's something I thought you might be interested in, or something that might help you. If you leave a rating and review, so when you're done with this episode, or if you want to pause it for a second, go and leave a rating review. It helps a ton. It's one of the only ways that the algorithm of podcast lands gets us out to more people and recommends it to people. But the word that's been on my mind a lot recently is the word alignment. And I think that maybe it's because in the world today, it is so easy to get out of alignment. If you think about your car, right? Like when you get your tires rotated, when you get new tires on, they always do a balance and they always do alignment. Well, if you're driving down the road and your car is feeling out of whack or off kilter, or it's not working the way it should, functioning from a drive and from a handling perspective, it's oftentimes because you're out of alignment. And so I want you to think for a second, if you are going down the road of life and things aren't going the way you want, could it be that you're just a little bit out of alignment? And what happens in life sometimes is that we get pulled many different directions. We're distracted constantly. There's all these different things. There's stresses, there's pressures, there's frustrations. And then on top of that, there's all this weight that sits on our shoulders, and it becomes difficult to stay in alignment with who we are, where we're going, and who we want to become. And so today, my hope for you is that you take a few minutes and you sit with that. Sit with alignment. Because here's what happens is when we are aligned with what we want most in our lives, and it's not really just what we want most, but when we're in tune and aligned with the direction that we want to go for what we want most in our lives, and we have brought that in as well with what I would say the direction that we feel spiritually, or that God intends us to go. Or if you're not a God person like I am, if it's something else, or if it's just like, energy or whatever it is, but when you're calibrated, and you feel when you're in tune with where you want to go. And because you're happy. Because you're content. Because everything is going smoothly in your life. And I'm not saying that if if you're perfectly aligned and everything's in tune and everything's working right, that you're not going to have bumps and challenges and all those sorts of things, because that's part of life and that's going to happen. But what I am saying is that if you are struggling right now, it could just be because you've become misaligned to your true goals, your true intentions, your true purpose, and who you want to become. I hope that makes sense. And so in my life recently, there's been times where, and I think part of it is I've put too much on my plate. I'm trying to do a lot of things. I'm trying to be a lot of things. And the reality is I just need to be one thing. I just need to be true to who I am, true to my purpose, my passion, true to helping you, helping your teenagers, helping you be happier and grow and get through the challenges that you're facing in life. And I found that when I am pulled many different directions, that I get out of line. I'm misaligned. And there's lots of things. If you think about your car, there's lots of things that can get you out of alignment in your life. You hit these bumps, you hit these speed bumps, if your engine isn't working the right way, there's I don't know if that's true. I'm not a car guy, as you can tell, but the point is the same. If your car is out of a line, you have to go and get it fixed. You've got to come back to the basics, go in for a tune-up, and you've got to adjust some things so that you can change some things so that you can become the change that you want to become in your life and in other people's lives. And too many of us just keep going down the road. Too many of us aren't willing to pause and reflect and take that self-assessment to know if we are in the right place, if we are doing the right things. Because I believe, and I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast, but it's worth repeating, that awareness is the key to purpose-led growth. if we are not aware of what the challenges we're facing in life, if we are not aware that we are, out of alignment and we're not stopping to pause to reflect to know why, then it's impossible to fine tune and it's impossible to get to where you want to go. So take a minute and think about that. Think about your family. Are things in line with your family? Think about your faith. Are you in line with your hope and your aspirations and your relationship with God or whatever you believe in? How about your finances? Are you doing the little things there? How about your mental health and your wellness? Are you doing the little things there? Because when we bring into alignment all of these different focus areas, that's when we can move forward. I call it fix your focus. What do you need to focus on, or what do you need to recalibrate and realign on so that you can move forward purposefully, directionally in the place that you want to go? Because too many people aren't willing to do that. Too many people aren't pausing. Too many people aren't stopping. And here's the thing. If you're unhappy, I'm willing to bet that's the reason. If you're unhappy, I'm willing to bet that you are not aligned with your goal, what your intentions are. You're not in line with, and it's not coming together with what your Heavenly Father, God, wants you to do. And I'm not, while I am Christian and I am spiritual and I don't bring that into this podcast very often, but as I've been thinking about it recently, it's been very clear to me that misalignment in those aspects of your life lead to frustration, lead to unhappiness, lead to these struggles that are keeping us from becoming whole and moving forward. If you've listened to my TEDx talk, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. I think it's great. My mom thinks it's great, and that's probably all that matters. But in there, I talk about the SOS approach. The SOS approach is very simple. Set your intentions. What do you want in your life, or in those 4 focus areas? Set your intentions on what matters most to you. Number 2, observe your behavior. Be aware. Be aware when you're getting off track. Number 3 is shift back on track to the thing that matters most. It's very simple, right? But every day we should be doing this self-assessment. If you are feeling out of alignment, do the self-assessment. Understand, are you off track? And then you've got to let go. And this is very hard for so many people, but you have to do it. You got to let go of the things that aren't serving you so you can pour more energy and more time into things that you need to do to become the person that you want to become. And too many people are holding on to weights that are keeping them chained down and keeping you from becoming the person you want to become because of convenience, because of comfort, because of self-doubt or judgment. There's so many reasons why we are tethering ourselves to the ground or staying out of alignment instead of letting go of those things, readjusting, getting back in alignment and moving forward. But what I do know is that what makes us happy is pursuing what matters most in our life. And if we have all of this baggage of things that are holding us down and keeping us from that purpose, what matters most, then we'll never get there and we'll never be happy. You got to let go of the things that are holding you back so that you can move towards the things that you need to move towards. What matters most to you? What matters most in your life? Being a better mom, being a happier person. If you're a teenager and it's adjusting your relationships, or it's, pursuing a goal or academics, whatever it is, if you are out of alignment, it's time to reset your intentions and move forward. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you might have to let go of relationships. Sometimes you might need to let go of vices. Sometimes the addiction of your phone is holding you back. It's these little things, these little adjustments that you need to fine tune so that you can move forward to where you want to go. And if we aren't willing to do that, then we also can't be frustrated and upset that we haven't reached our goals and we haven't become the person that we want to become yet. That's not fair either. So you can't have it both ways. This isn't have your cake and eat it too. You have to let go of the things that are weighing you down. You have to get back in alignment so that you can move forward to where you want to get to. I hope this episode helps you. It's just something that's been on my mind as I've thought of my own life and I think about the people in my life and some of the challenges that I'm seeing in the world. I think a lot of it comes to misalignment. We have gotten out of focus. We are misaligned. We aren't functioning the right way. And when we do that, we're just kind of wobbling down the road. And we don't have to do that. So let go of the things that are holding you back. Let go of the vices. Let go of the challenges. Let go of the relationships that are keeping you stuck so that you can get unstuck, move forward, and become the person that you need to become. I hope this helps you. Share it with someone. Go leave a rating and review. As always, I'll leave you the same way I always leave you. Go find your 1 second of strength and be happy.